January 26, 1945, Eastern France, near the German border. A single American soldier stands alone on top of a burning tank destroyer, flames all around him, ammunition exploding beneath his feet. In front of him, 250 German soldiers, 6 Panzer tanks, machine gun positions, all advancing toward him. His company has retreated. His men are gone. He's alone. He has one weapon, a .50 caliber machine gun mounted on the burning tank, and a field telephone to call in artillery strikes. What does he do? Does he run? Does he surrender? No, he starts shooting. For 1 hour, this soldier fights off an entire German company, by himself, on a burning vehicle, while wounded. He kills 50 Germans, stops 6 tanks, holds the line until reinforcements arrive. His name? Audie Murphy. And here's the insane part. That's not even the craziest thing he did in World War II. This is the story of the most decorated soldier in American history. A kid from Texas who lied about his age to join the army, who was rejected for being too small and skinny, who they said would never survive combat, and who became a one-man army. This is Audie Murphy, the boy who became a legend. Before we get to the battles, you need to understand Audie Murphy came from, because his story doesn't start in glory. It starts in poverty, brutal, crushing poverty. June 20th, 1925. Audie Leon Murphy is born in Kingston, Texas, a tiny town. Middle of nowhere. His family is poor, dirt poor, sharecroppers, 12 children. His father abandons the family when Audie is young. Audie has to drop out of school in 5th grade, to work. To help feed his siblings, he picks cotton, hunts rabbits and squirrels for food. Sometimes that's all they eat for days. His mother dies when he's 16. The family falls apart. Siblings are sent to different places, orphanages, relatives. Audie is 16 years old, alone. No education, no money, no future. December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor. America enters World War II. Audie sees a way out, a purpose. He wants to join the Marines. He walks into a Marine recruiting station. They look at him, this kid, 5 inches tall, 110 pounds, baby face. The recruiter laughs. Son, go home. You're too small, too young. Come back when you grow up. Audie tries the paratroopers. Same answer. Too small. He tries the Navy. Too young. Finally, he tries the Army, and he LIES. Says he's 18. He's actually 17. The Army recruiter looks at him. Sees a skinny kid who looks 14, but it's 1942. They need men. Welcome to the Army, son. Audie Murphy is going to war. He has no idea what's coming. 1942. Camp Walters, Texas. Basic training. Audie Murphy is the smallest man in his unit. By far. Everyone towers over him. The other recruits call him baby, shorty, kid. His drill sergeant doesn't think he'll make it. Murphy, you're gonna wash out. You're too small for this. But here's what nobody knows about Audie Murphy. He has something inside him. Something forged by years of poverty and survival. He doesn't quit, ever. Physical training? He's the smallest, but he runs the fastest, does the most push-ups. Never stops. Marksmanship? He grew up hunting for food. 1 shot, 1 kill. Had to be. Bullets cost money they didn't have. On the rifle range, he's the best shooter in his company. Expert marksman. Hand-to-hand combat? He's scrappy, fast. Fights like someone who's been in real fights. Not training. Real survival. The drill sergeant changes his mind. Murphy, you might actually make it. Deployment. Murphy is assigned to Company B, 5th 10th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division. They're heading to North Africa, then Sicily, then Italy, then France. Murphy is 18 years old. Looks 15. His fellow soldiers still think he's too small, too young. He'll get killed immediately. They're about to learn they're very wrong. First combat. July 1943. Sicily. Murphy's first combat. His unit is attacking German positions. Enemy fire everywhere. Men are getting hit, falling. The veterans take cover. Standard procedure. Suppressive fire. Wait for artillery support. Murphy doesn't take cover. He charges straight at the German position, firing his rifle. His sergeant screams, "Murphy, what the hell are you doing?" Murphy kills 2 Germans. Takes the position. Alone. His sergeant can't believe it. "Kid, you're either the bravest or the stupidest soldier I've ever seen." Murphy just shrugs. "They were shooting at us. Had to stop them." That's Audie Murphy. No fear. No hesitation. See the enemy. Kill the enemy. Simple. Within weeks, Murphy's reputation spreads. This kid is different. He volunteers for the most dangerous missions. Patrols. Scouting. Point man. His kill count grows. He's unnaturally good at killing. Cold. Efficient. No hesitation. But here's what makes Murphy special. He's not just aggressive. He's smart. He studies German tactics. Learns how they fight. Anticipates their moves. He's constantly thinking. Where will they attack? Where are their weak points? How do I kill them before they kill my men? By the end of Sicily, Murphy has earned respect. The kid is now Murphy the Killer, but Italy is coming. And Italy is where Murphy transformed from a good soldier into a legend. Italy, 1943 to 1944. Some of the worst fighting of the entire war. Mountains, winter, entrenched Germans. Brutal, grinding combat. Murphy is about to face something that will test him beyond anything he's experienced. And he's about to do things that will earn him every major combat award America has. January 26, 1945, near Holzweiler, France, Alsace region. 50 miles from the German border, Murphy's company, Company B, has been ordered to hold a wooded area. Intelligence says Germans might counterattack. Murphy is now a first lieutenant, commanding Company B about 100 men. The morning is cold, snow everywhere, fog. Visibility maybe 100 yards. 10 a.m. German artillery starts hitting their position. Heavy, concentrated. Murphy knows what this means. Artillery prep, an attack is coming. He radios battalion, we're being shelled. Prepare for attack. 10:30 a.m. Through the fog, Murphy sees movement. German infantry, hundreds of them. Advancing in waves. Behind them, panzer tanks and tank destroyers. 6 armored vehicles. This isn't a probe. This is a full assault. A German battalion, maybe 250 men. Against Murphy's company of 100, Murphy orders his men into defensive positions. Machine guns set up. Anti-tank weapons ready. The Germans attack. The assault. The German infantry hit Murphy's lines. Hard. Automatic weapons fire. Mortar. Tank fire. The noise is deafening. Murphy's men fight back. Machine guns tearing through German infantry. Bazookas hitting tanks. But the Germans keep coming. More infantry. More tanks. One of Murphy's M10 tank destroyers is hit. Explodes. Crew killed. Another tank destroyer pulls back, taking too much fire. Murphy's line is breaking. Men are retreating, falling back to the woods. Murphy radios. We need artillery support. Now. Artillery forward observer. Give me coordinates. Murphy starts calling in artillery strikes. On the German positions. Shells rain down. Germans scatter, but they regroup. Attack again. Murphy's company is down to maybe 40 men still fighting. The rest are dead, wounded, or retreating. And the Germans are 100 yards away, closing in. The decision. Murphy sees one of his tank destroyers burning, abandoned. But the .50 caliber machine gun on top is still intact. The tank is on fire, ammunition cooking off inside. It could explode any second. Any sane person would stay away from it. Murphy runs toward it. His men scream, "Lieutenant, what are you doing?" Murphy climbs onto the burning tank, mounts the .50 cal machine gun, swivels it toward the Germans, and starts firing. Murphy is now standing on top of a burning tank destroyer, alone, with a machine gun. In front of him, 250 German soldiers. 6 tanks, all advancing. He starts killing them. The .50 caliber machine gun is devastating. Each bullet is half an inch wide, tears through bodies, penetrates light cover. Murphy fires in controlled bursts, picking targets. German after German falls. The Germans see him. This lone American on a burning tank. They start shooting at him. Rifle fire. Machine gun fire. Tank rounds. All aimed at Murphy. Bullets hit the tank around him. Spark off the metal. One bullet hits him in the leg. He doesn't stop. Murphy is wounded. On a burning vehicle that could explode any moment? Facing 250 Germans. And he's alone. How long can he possibly hold? Murphy has been firing for 10 minutes. Already killed dozens of Germans. But they're not retreating. They're angry. An entire German company is being held up by one American. German officers are screaming, "Kill that man! Shoot the tank!" A German panzer aims its main gun at Murphy's tank destroyer. Fires. The shell misses. Explodes in the ground behind the tank. Murphy doesn't flinch. Keeps firing. The artillery. While firing the machine gun, Murphy has a field telephone connected to the artillery battalion. He's calling in artillery strikes on himself. Artillery forward observer. "Lieutenant, where do you want the fire?" Murphy. "Danger close." 100 yards in front of my position. Observer. "Sir, that's too close. If we're off by 50 yards, we'll hit you." Murphy. "I know. Fire anyway." The artillery shells come in. BOOM. Boom. Exploding among the Germans. Murphy is adjusting fire in real time while shooting the machine gun. Add 50 yards. Fire for effect. Left 100 yards. Fire for effect. He's orchestrating a symphony of destruction. Artillery, machine gun, all by himself. The German company commander realizes what's happening. One American is stopping their entire attack. He orders, "Everyone shoot that tank. Infantry assault. Overrun him." German infantry charge Murphy's position. Dozens of them, screaming, firing. Murphy swings the .50 cal toward them, holds the trigger. The gun roars. Germans fall in waves. The machine gun tears through them. The charge breaks. Germans dive for cover. Murphy reloads, keeps firing. The wound. Murphy has been shot in the leg. Blood soaking his pants. He's losing blood. He's also been standing on a burning vehicle for 45 minutes now. The heat is intense. His uniform is scorched. His hands are burned. The tank destroyer is still on fire. Ammunition is still cooking off inside. Explosions beneath him. The whole thing could blow any second. Any rational person would get OFF the tank. Murphy stays. The counterattack. Murphy's remaining men, watching from the woods, see what he's doing. This crazy lieutenant standing alone on a burning tank, fighting an entire German company by himself. They're inspired, ashamed. How can they retreat when their commander is standing there alone? Staff Sergeant Elmer Brawley rallies the men. "Murphy's still fighting. We're going back." The company reorganizes, fixes bayonets, prepares to counterattack. Murphy sees his men coming, keeps firing, covering them. The German retreat. Murphy has been fighting for 1 hour, alone on that burning tank. He's fired over 1,000 rounds from the .50 cal. Killed at least 50 Germans, maybe more. Bodies everywhere in front of him. The German company has had ENOUGH. They've lost too many men. To one American, German officers order retreat. The Germans fall back, dragging their wounded. Murphy keeps firing until they're out of range. Then he climbs down from the tank, finally. His men reach him. "Sir, are you okay?" Murphy collapses, adrenaline wearing off. Blood loss, exhaustion. Medics rush to him, treat his leg wound, his burns. Murphy, barely conscious. "Did we hold the line?" "Yes, sir, we held." Murphy passes out. The battle is over. Company B held. The German attack was stopped by one man standing on a burning tank. For 1 hour. The next day, Murphy's commander comes to see him in the field hospital. "Lieutenant Murphy, I'm recommending you for the Medal of Honor, what you did yesterday." "I've never seen anything like it in my entire career." Murphy, still in shock. "I just did what needed to be done, sir." "Son, you saved your entire company. Probably saved the whole battalion. You stood alone against 250 Germans. And you won. Murphy has earned the Medal of Honor, the highest award for valor. But the war isn't over. And Murphy's war is about to end in a way nobody expected. June 2nd, 1945, 1 month after Germany surrenders. Audie Murphy receives the Medal of Honor from the 7th Army Commander at a ceremony in France. He's also awarded the Distinguished Service Cross twice, the Silver Star 3 times, the Bronze Star 4 times, the Purple Heart 3 times, the Legion of Merit, and 19 other combat decorations. He's the most decorated American soldier of World War II. At age 20, he served 27 months in combat, fought in NINE major campaigns, from North Africa to Germany. Confirmed kills, 241 Germans, probably closer to 300. He was wounded 3 times, hospitalized 3 times, refused evacuation more times than anyone counted. The press calls him America's hero, the greatest soldier, the boy wonder. Life magazine puts him on the cover. Newspapers write stories. Everyone wants to meet him. Murphy just wants to go home. The return. July 1945. Murphy returns to Texas, a hometown hero. They throw him a parade. Thousands of people cheering, waving flags. The governor gives him a medal. The mayor gives a speech. Everyone treats him like a celebrity. Murphy stands on the stage in his uniform, covered in medals, looking uncomfortable. Later, a reporter asks, "How does it feel to be America's greatest war hero?" Murphy, "I don't feel like a hero. I feel like a survivor. The real heroes didn't come home." The struggle. Murphy tries to readjust to civilian life. It's hard. He has nightmares every night. He dreams about combat, about friends dying, about Germans he killed. He sleeps with a loaded pistol under his pillow. Can't sleep without it. Loud noises make him jump. Fireworks on July 4th? He hits the ground, reaching for a weapon that isn't there. He has insomnia. Can't sleep more than 3 to 4 hours a night. When he does sleep, he wakes up screaming. This is PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. But in 1945, they don't call it that. They call it shell shock or battle fatigue, or they don't call it anything. They just say, suck it up. Murphy doesn't know what's wrong with him. He just knows he's broken. Hollywood. James Cagney, the famous actor, reads about Murphy, invites him to Hollywood. Kid, with your story, you could be a movie star. Murphy is skeptical. I'm not an actor. I'm a soldier, Cagney. You've got something better. You've got a real story. And you've got the look. Trust me, Murphy needs money. His family is still poor. He agrees to try. Universal Studios signs him to a contract, starts him in small roles, Western movies. War movies. Murphy learns acting. He's not great at first. But he's real. The camera loves his face, those haunted eyes. To Hell and Back. Murphy writes his autobiography, To Hell and Back, about his war experiences. The book is a bestseller. Everyone wants to read about the war hero. Universal decides to make it into a movie. They want Murphy to play himself. Murphy is reluctant. I don't want to relive that. But he agrees because he needs the money and because he wants people to understand what war really is. The movie is filmed. Murphy acts out his own battles, relives his own trauma. For the camera, it's hard. Some days he can't do it. Too many memories, too much pain, but he finishes it. To Hell and Back is released in 1955. It becomes Universal's highest-grossing film until Jaws in 1975. Audie Murphy becomes a star, famous, wealthy. Everyone knows his name. Murphy makes 44 movies, becomes one of the biggest stars of the 1950s and 60s, makes millions of dollars. He buys a ranch, takes care of his siblings, supports veteran causes, donates money to veteran hospitals. He speaks out about PTSD, one of the first celebrities to do so. In an era when men didn't talk about mental health, Murphy tells reporters, I still have nightmares. I still can't sleep. The war never leaves you. People think heroes don't suffer. We suffer the most. He advocates for better veteran mental health care, testifies before Congress, uses his fame for GOOD. But inside, he's still struggling. Murphy has fame, money, success, but he can't escape the war. and his life is about to spiral in ways that will shock everyone who knew him. 1960s. Murphy's movie career is declining. Westerns are going out of style. War movies are changing. He's making less money, and he has a problem. He's been living expensive. Big house, cars, gambling. He starts having financial problems, debts, bad investments, and his PTSD is getting worse. The addiction. Murphy develops a sleeping pill addiction, trying to control the nightmares, the insomnia. He takes pills to sleep, pills to wake up, pills to function. His wife, Pamela, begs him to get help. Audie, you're killing yourself. Murphy, I'm already dead. I died in France. This is just my body walking around. Murphy locks himself in a motel room for a week, goes cold turkey, quits the pills completely. No rehab, no help, just sheer willpower. The same willpower that made him a war hero. He beats the addiction, but it nearly kills him. The gambling. Murphy has another problem. Gambling. He loses hundreds of thousands of dollars in bad investments, poker games, horse racing. By 1970, he's nearly broke. The war hero who made millions is now in debt. He takes acting jobs he doesn't want, just to pay bills, does TV shows, small roles. His pride is hurt. He's a Medal of Honor recipient, America's greatest soldier, and he's struggling to pay rent. The relationships. Murphy's PTSD affects his relationships. He's married twice. Both marriages struggle. He loves his wives, his children, but he can't be the husband and father they need. The nightmares, the anger, the emotional distance. It's too much. His second wife, Pamela, stays with him, but it's hard. She later says, living with Audie was like living with a ghost. He was there, but not really there. Murphy's children barely know him. He's gone a lot, and when he's home, he's distant. He feels guilty about everything, about surviving when his friends died, about not being a better husband and father. The advocacy. Despite his own struggles, Murphy keeps fighting for other veterans. He visits VA hospitals, talks to wounded soldiers from Korea, from Vietnam. He tells them, "You're not weak. You're not broken. You're human. War does this. It's okay to ask for help." Coming from him, it means something. The most decorated soldier in American history, admitting he struggles. Many veterans credit Murphy with saving their lives, just by being honest about his own pain. By 1970, Murphy is writing again, planning new projects, trying to rebuild his career and finances. He's 45 years old, still haunted by a war that ended 25 years ago, but still fighting, still surviving, because that's what Audie Murphy does. He doesn't quit, ever. But life has one more battle for him, and this one, he won't survive. May 28, 1971, Murphy is flying from Atlanta to Virginia, a business trip. The weather is bad, storms, but the pilot decides to fly anyway. What happens next will shock the nation, and end the story of America's greatest war hero in the most unexpected way. May 28, 1971, 4 p.m., Audie Murphy boards a small private plane, a twin-engine Aero Commander, from Atlanta, Georgia. Destination, Martinsville, Virginia. There are 6 people on board: Murphy, 2 business associates, the pilot and co-pilot, and 1 other passenger. The weather is terrible. Thunderstorms, heavy rain, low visibility. The pilot files an instrument flight plan. They take off. 5:08 p.m., the plane is approaching Virginia. Mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains. Air traffic control loses contact with the plane. Radio goes dead. The crash. The plane hits Brush Mountain, near Catawba, Virginia, at full speed. Everyone on board is killed instantly. The plane is destroyed. Wreckage scattered across the mountainside. Nobody knows the plane crashed. The weather is too bad to search. They wait for the storm to pass. May 31st, 3 days later, search crews find the wreckage, high on the mountain. Difficult to access. They identify the bodies. One of them is Audie Murphy, America's greatest war hero. Survived 27 months of combat, faced down 250 Germans alone. killed 241 enemy soldiers, dead at 45 in a plane crash on a Virginia mountain. The nation is shocked, devastated. June 7, 1971. Audie Murphy is buried at Arlington National Cemetery. The funeral is massive. Thousands attend. More people attend Murphy's funeral than any funeral at Arlington since President Kennedy. Full military honors, caisson, honor guard, 21-gun salute. The president sends representatives. Generals attend. Fellow soldiers, actors, friends, but most touching, regular veterans. Thousands of them. Men Murphy never met. But who felt they knew him? Because Murphy represented something to them. He represented them. The regular soldier. The guy from nowhere who became somebody. Murphy's grave is one of the most visited at Arlington. Even today, 50+ years later. People leave medals, flags, letters. Thank you for your service. Thank you for speaking about PTSD. You saved my life. So what is Audie Murphy's legacy? Is he just a war hero, or is he something more? He was a hero, undeniably, the most decorated American soldier in history. His bravery on the battlefield saved countless lives, but he was also a victim of war, of trauma, of a society that didn't understand PTSD. He was successful, a movie star, wealthy, famous, but he was also broken, addicted, struggling, haunted. So what's his legacy? The military legacy? Murphy changed how America thinks about soldiers, about heroes. Before Murphy, heroes were distant figures, generals, officers from wealthy families. Murphy showed that heroes can come from anywhere. A poor kid from Texas, a sharecropper's son, someone who nobody believed in. His story inspired millions. If Audie Murphy can do it, maybe I can too. The U.S. Army names buildings after him. Training facilities. The Audie Murphy Club for outstanding soldiers. Every military academy studies his tactics, his leadership, his courage. Rangers especially revere him. Murphy is considered one of the greatest Rangers who ever lived. The PTSD legacy. But Murphy's greater legacy might be his honesty about PTSD. In the 1960s, when he spoke publicly about his nightmares, his struggles, his addiction, it was revolutionary. Male heroes didn't admit weakness, especially not war heroes. But Murphy did. He said, "I'm suffering. I need help." And that's okay. He probably saved more lives with that honesty than he did with his rifle. Thousands of veterans came forward, admitted they were struggling, got help, because Murphy made it okay. Today, PTSD is recognized, treated. Veterans can get help without shame. Murphy didn't start that conversation, but he moved it forward, significantly. The human legacy, but the deepest legacy? Murphy showed that heroes are human. They're not invincible, they're not perfect. They struggle, they fail, they hurt, and that's okay. That's normal. Murphy's story is ultimately about survival, not just surviving combat, but surviving life after combat. He survived poverty. He survived war. He survived fame. He survived addiction. He didn't survive the plane crash. But for 45 years, he lived, fully, imperfectly, honestly. Today, when people ask who was Audie Murphy, the answer is complex. He was the most decorated soldier in American history. He was a movie star who made 44 films. He was an advocate for veterans with PTSD. He was a husband and father who struggled to connect. He was an addict who beat his addiction through sheer will. He was a hero who didn't feel like a hero. He was all of these things, at once contradicting, human. And maybe that's the point. Real heroes aren't perfect. They're just people who do extraordinary things, then live with the consequences. Murphy did extraordinary things. On January 26, 1945, he stood alone against 250 Germans for 1 hour on a burning tank and won. That's extraordinary. That's heroic. But he also went home and couldn't sleep, had nightmares, struggled with pills, went broke. That's human. That's real. Murphy's legacy is showing us that you can be both. Hero and human, strong and broken, winner and struggler. And that's okay. That's more than okay. That's what real looks like. Today, At Arlington National Cemetery, there's a simple white headstone, like all the others. It reads, Audie L. Murphy, Texas, Major, Infantry, World War II, Medal of Honor. No mention of the movies, the fame, the struggles, just the basics. But if you visit that grave, you'll see something special. Medals, flowers, letters, flags. From veterans, from families, from people who never met him but feel connected to him. Because Audie Murphy represents something bigger than himself. He represents the kid from nowhere who became somebody. He represents the soldier who did the impossible. He represents the hero who admitted he was broken. He represents all of us, trying to survive, trying to do our best, trying to live with our scars. Murphy once said, I'm not a hero. I'm just a survivor who got lucky. But he was a hero, not because he was perfect, but because he kept fighting on the battlefield and off it. On January 26, 1945, Audie Murphy stood alone on a burning tank and fought off 250 Germans. But every day after that, he fought a different battle against his demons, against his trauma, against his pain. He didn't always win, but he never quit. That's the real lesson of Audie Murphy. Not the medals, not the kills, not the fame. The lesson is, keep fighting, even when nobody's watching, even when you're alone, even when you're scared. Stand on your burning tank and fight. This was Audie Murphy, the boy from Texas, the most decorated soldier in American history, the hero who showed us that heroes are human, and war-bound secrets. And remember, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's fighting anyway. Audie Murphy stood alone and won. But he wasn't the only soldier to do something impossible in World War II. In the Pacific, on Iwo Jima, a Navy corpsman named John Bradley ran into enemy fire 30 times to save wounded Marines. With no weapon, just bandages and morphine, he saved 20 lives and helped raise the most famous flag in American history. Next video, the real story of the Iwo Jima flag raising, the photo that won the war, and the 3 men in that photo who didn't survive the battle. It's a story of heroism, tragedy, and the price of being an icon.